Hello my Foonatics and welcome to another Why You Should Use. Today we will be looking at Mimikyu, but again I'm joined by PokeMEN and there is a video on his channel. So John, why don't you tell them about that one?
Oh, I will be happy to tell them about why they should use Mudsdale in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I'm not going to get into why now. You can go to my channel, watch that. But first, you have to watch this one. Mimikyu, very interesting Pokemon. This is going to be a very exciting episode.
Yeah, this Pokemon has got so much to talk about, so settle down and let's get right into it.
Design.
We're going to talk about the design of this Pokemon. It is beautiful, it's so adorable, and it's just wants to be loved. That's why it's dressed up as Pikachu. Everyone knows Pikachu is really popular. It's decided to put on this disguise so that people think that it might be Pikachu and so that it could just make some friends. But that's not all there is to Mimikyu, is it, John?
No, not at all. And it needs the mask. It needs to have that Pikachu mask, or no one would ever go near it because it is believed that anyone who sees its true form beneath the cloth will be stricken with a mysterious illness. People in the Alola region are convinced that you must never try to peek beneath its covering, and that is just terrifying, creepy. I don't even, the feelings that gives me, it's not good. I mean, this is a silly looking Pokemon. It looks adorable. You want to hug it. You feel bad. He looks sad. He's under that, but get away from me. I don't want to deal with you. You know what? Go live in your squalor somewhere else.
It's the perfect combination. So good.
Typing and stats.
So, Mimikyu is now Ghost Fairy, and this is a typing that I was anticipating so much. It's the one typing that I wanted more than any other. We haven't seen any like it before. It's completely unique, and I think it's really, really great. The only weaknesses are Ghost and Steel types, so not many weaknesses at all, with a whole host of resistances, which is great. And what's also really important to note is that it's a ghost type that is not weak to pursuit, because so many ghost types can just kill something and then get pursuit trapped, and that's not something you want to happen. So this ghost type is not weak to pursuit, and it can threaten dark types with that fairy typing, so that's great. In fact, only Pyroar resists its dual stabs. There aren't any other Pokemon that can resist its dual stabs, which is really, really good. So offensively, Ghost Fairy is a great typing too. So I'm really so happy that this Pokemon has got that Ghost Fairy typing.
And to go along with its really amazing typing, we have weird stats. That's like the best word I can think of to describe these stats. It didn't want to be a slow, bulky Pokemon. It actually has 96 speed, which is just a weird number, 96. But it is a good number, especially in this region. 95 plus, that is very nice. I don't know what you're outspeeding. I don't know if there's some specific 95 base speed Pokemon that 96 is helping you out with, but at least it's 90. It has a 105 special defense, and that's actually its highest stat total. But, I mean, you know, good defense kind of works with it, but then that's paired with a 55 HP, which is just really, really bad. But then it has a good attack with 90, and it has a pretty decent defense with 80, but then it has a really bad special attack with 50, which is sad, because there's a lot of really good special coverage moves. So when I look at this Mon, I mean, like, the first thing I really think is that this is going to be a Pokemon that has no one set. Set. What am I saying? But when you look at other Pokemon, a lot of them are Assault Vests. They're slow, they're bulky, good attack. This guy, there's going to be a lot of different things you can use. So I'm pretty excited to see what people come up with.
Ability.
Mimikyu has a completely new ability in Disguise. This is a crazy ability and it could be incredibly powerful. What it does is it stops damage the first time you take any. Your Disguise breaks and then you take damage from whatever incoming attacks that may come, but it stops that first attack that you're hit by from doing any damage, which is fantastic. It's amazing. What this could potentially do is, if the opponent has set up a Pokemon and it's sweeping your team, you can send in Mimikyu and you will take any one hit because you've got your Disguise up, and then you can potentially stop the sweep with Mimikyu, which is amazing. And it also allows you to run a setup set with Mimikyu itself, so that you can switch in with your Disguise up, go for that setup move. The opponent can't take you out that turn because you've got your Disguise, and then Mimikyu can then go on and do a load of damage to the opponent's team. So there are so many ways that Disguise can be used, but I think it's a really cool new ability, and I think that there are multiple ways that this is going to be really, really fantastic and make Mimikyu well worth using.
Moves.
So we've already gone over the really cool typing, the interesting stats, and the amazing ability, and now it has a really cool move pool to work with, which allows it to do a variety of different things. And I wouldn't say that the stats really help it do one thing amazing, but like kind of the weird spread you have, it allows it to do a lot of things very well. So you have things you can set up yourself with Swords Dance, and then you have some physical moves, Shadow Sneak for some priority, which is really nice, Play Rough and Shadow Claw for the dual stab, just regular attacking moves. And with a 96 speed, you might not really need Shadow Sneak that much, which is pretty cool. It also has Wood Hammer, which is kind of an interesting move, but it makes sense with its tail, but it's really cool. I mean, some people might not see that coming, and that will do a lot of damage, so that is great. But it also has like a lot of other, utility moves. Also, before I get to utility, Bulk Up as well. So Swords Dance or Bulk Up. So that's pretty nice. And its defense really isn't that bad. I mean, there's so many things about it. I feel like every time I look at it, there's more. But it also has access to Will-O-Wisp, T-Wave, and Destiny Bond. So it really depends on how you want this thing to fit into your team. If you want to have a good amount of utility and use the ability that way, or if you want to use the ability to let you set up and then attack your opponent, maybe get a late game sweep, break through a team. Whatever it may be, Mimikyu can do a bunch of different things for you and your team.
Set idea.
We've gone kind of crazy with this set. I thought that it would be best to look at the full potential of Mimikyu and see what bits we could put together on a set. And this one it's just fantastic and beautiful, and I really can't wait to use it myself. It's really, really out there. What we've gone for is a Z move, which I will come to in a minute. Its ability is going to be Disguise, so that it allows you to take that one hit and do some setup. The nature will be Jolly, and we've got max speed, because that 96 speed is actually really useful. There are a number of Pokemon at 95 speed that will be able to outspeed, maybe threaten out to get some setup going there. And also max attack, so that we can try and boost that and then start attacking other Pokemon. The moves we've gone for are Shadow Sneak and Play Rough as its attacking moves. Hopefully Play Rough will be able to threaten some things. Shadow Sneak is for catching anything faster or maybe picking off weakened Pokemon. T-Wave is there as like a utility move. As I said, it can maybe stop sweeps. It's just good for trying to slow down other Pokemon. Mimikyu's not the fastest thing. If it can T-Wave a number of things, then it might be able to sweep later on. But Splash, this is where the set is made. And this is, you may not, I don't know if you know about this yet. Splash Z move is kind of crazy. What it does is it boosts your attack stat by 3 stages. So though Mimikyu does have access to Swords Dance, Splash actually does more than Swords Dance can do in one turn. Now, this is kind of an all or nothing set. Swords Dance might be a bit better if you want it for setup a number of times. You could also use a different item then to maybe boost your attack a bit more. But Splash, in one turn with the Z move, will boost its attack by 3 times, and then Mimikyu could really stand the chance at sweeping with the Shadow Sneak and Play Rough. It's really exciting, and I really, really cannot wait to try this one out. I don't think people will see it coming at all.
This is such a cool set, and this is such a Sam set, and this Pokemon is a Sam Pokemon. You definitely want to see what he comes up with Mimikyu. But if you want to be like a normal sane person, just do a Swords Dance set. That would be great. A Pain Split set will be really nice. It's one of those ghosts with a low HP, but you can set up a sub. We don't really know exactly how Disguise and sub works, so keep on the lookout for that, but just a Pain Split set in general can be really nice. Again, we went over the moves. There's a lot of good things you can do physically, but there's a lot of good moves like T-Wave. We have that on this set. D-Bond, Will-O-Wisp. I think D-Bond has a really cool, Z move as well. So I think this is a good Pokemon to actually put a Z move on, as well as there's a lot of different things it can do. And I'm just excited to see mostly what you come up with, but I'm also just to see this guy in action.
Yeah, so there is our argument for you using Mimikyu. There are tons more ways you can use it. There's so much potential here. So I really think it would be a travesty if you don't try it out. All that I have to say now is please go and check out why we think you should use Mudsdale over on John's channel. All that's left to be said is I've been foofootoo, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you again. Goodbye.